Hey everybody, it's going to be a busy weekend, but that's a good thing if you're a Florida State fan that likes recruiting. Speaking of which, we have the recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, which is the ultimate Seminoles sports source, Michael Langston, joining me here on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button, show your appreciation. Michael's going to head back to the Moore Center because, again, he pretty much lives there. I don't even know why you're allowed and where you're at right now. You're probably trespassing right now. So
I was barely at home. I actually mowed my yard, and right when I got done, I got a text that somebody committed, and then it's just waves. But you we got it done, and it's a huge weekend. Obviously, big commits, 3 commitments now from this weekend, so they're rolling.
Spring tour was a success, Michael. We went to Leesburg, Georgia. We spoke to Kweishan Sapp. He had good things to say about Florida State, and he went ahead and pulled the trigger on Saturday afternoon, man. Kweishan Sapp, big addition for Florida State, Alex Atkins and Mike Norvell.
Yeah, we finally got one right. Spring tour. We didn't go that many places, but we went there, and yeah, I felt pretty good about that one after we had talked to him. Quaeshon's, I mean, the one thing about Quaeshon is like he's always loved the way of that Alex Atkins has recruited him. He talked to his brother, who wasn't even a big part of the recruitment, and that meant a lot to Quaeshon personally. That Alex went out of his way to do that for somebody that's in his family. And two, I just think he felt like there was such a strong fit there with FSU that I think he knew that, hey, I could come in there and I could help these guys pretty much right away. And Quaeshon is a very physical lineman that can he can chip really well. He can run block extremely well. That's what his best pedigree is he's a really strong run blocker. That's what they do a lot with Lee County. They run the ball a lot. They don't throw the ball too much, and he's a guy that they follow almost every time. He plays tackle if you need him to. He's got quick feet. He gets his hands on you, it's over. Now that's really, that's kind of his calling card. Once he gets a hold of you, it's lights out. I mean, he is, and he really drives people out of the picture in his blocks, and that's what he does well. And you look at a lot of their runs; they're going right behind him because he's such a weapon in that running game for Lee County, and certainly he's good in pass pro. We just don't see it as much. So I guess if I'm nitpicking, that's the one thing I want to see a little more with his game is just more in the pass pro. But this is a tremendous, huge, massive, whatever adjective you want to use, word. But this is a major pickup. Florida was pushing hard for him, but I think ultimately that relationship early with Atkins and he's seeing this excitement about FSU. He feels he wants to be a part of this team that's really, you really get the sense and feel that this thing's about to take off.
If some is good, as Neil Everett says on ESPN, then more is better. So they got one big dog on the trenches on the offensive line from the Peach State. They decided to go for an encore act on Saturday as well. Kanya Charlton, part of the tribe now, right?
Yep, and another interior guy, massive dude. The really ironic thing, or I shouldn't say ironic, but just interesting thing was when he was at the elite camp, he was the guy that performed better even than Bow or Sapp, and all of them were good, but Charlton really was getting a lot of praise from the coaches. He's a kid that's he's 333 pounds, but he is very quick. I mean, that's the one thing with him. He's very good in pass pro. I think even better in pass pro than probably even run block. And he's a guy that also clears space, opens up holes really well, takes his guy out of the picture. Not as polished as Sapp is consistently, but he's a guy that is going to add a lot to both your pass pro and run blocking. Obviously, you can reshape his body a little bit more, but an extremely powerful guy. I mean, when he hits you, you're going backwards. So they're just getting some grown men, man. I mean, they're getting some dudes. These guys are powerful blockers, and I really like what Charlton does, the way he finishes, and then just what he does in pass pro just really jumps out at me. I love this kid's game, and like I said, he was the best at that elite camp that they worked with all those guys together. So I think they're getting a gem with this guy. I think if his film consistently shows what I saw in the elite camp, I think this kid's going to be a 4-star. There's no question in my mind. I think he will be a 4-star. You would like to see him trim his body and tone his body a little bit, but it's not fat. It's just
man, he's a monster, Michael. Let him be. Eat all you want, Kanaya.
but certainly a major pickup. He was probably the least amount of surprise of the guys because he had been. I mean, every time we talked to him, it was FSU this and FSU that. Georgia Tech was the other team that's in there, but I always felt like, yeah, this kid's coming to FSU. You just really felt the way he talked about FSU was on a different level. He almost felt like he was already committed every time he visited FSU because he was so high on FSU. He talked him up so much, and they just did a tremendous job from the start with him. They were the most aggressive team, and they got on him early. And there's a lot of teams that tried to jump in late, but I think FSU just kept their consistency up with this one.
Man, who's Brunswick playing? He is bullying he's taking lunch money away from children on Friday nights. It's crazy. Just pushing them, and they're going into their locker and being stuffed inside of it.
He does that with a lot of people when he plays because he's so powerful and he's so quick. I mean, that's the other thing. You see the power, but I don't think people realize how quick this guy is for 333 pounds. He gets off that line so fast, and that's the thing I think Atkins and the staff really loved about this kid immediately. And we saw a lot of it when he was at the elite camp. I mean, he was the most impressive guy that I saw, at least in my opinion. So I think that's definitely encouraging news. What you want to see, because I mean, you know what you're getting out of Lou, and you know what you're getting out of Sapp, but you kind of want to see, okay, where's this guy sit? Is he? Everyone always asks, is he a take? It was never a time I ever heard from FSU contacts that this kid wasn't the one they wanted in this class. So interior wise, it sounds like FSU's getting close to finishing that part off as far as the interior, and I don't think they're done. I mean, they could get a few more. I think I heard a few more are coming from my FSU contacts. So I don't think they're done. They're sure making our job easy on Sunday because all we got to do is talk to them and say, okay, why'd you commit? So it seems like every guy's committing that was on the visit so far. So, you already got 3, in the fold, and there's only, I think, 9 total. So this keeps up. It's going to be a fun day to cover FSU.
3 is it being greedy, asking for more, Michael? Could there be more?
That's why you asked me the other night. You said over under, Michael, on 2, and I told you it was going to be above 2 because I really felt like, there's probably coming out of this weekend. I thought they could get 5 or 6, if not higher. So I think that's very possible. Now we don't know when these guys are going to publicly announce. Even with Sapp said he's going to do it July 3rd, and then he pops today. Charlton said the same thing, that he was going to do it in July, and then he pops today. So it kind of tells fans like, look, guys, we really don't know unless a kid is very emphatic that he's going to do it a certain date. And sometimes they know what they want and they know where they're going, and they just say, you know what, I'm ready to end it.
As we end the video, everybody, look at this. That is the national rankings for recruiting classes for 2022 as we sit here on June 26th.
Watch out, dogs. They're coming for you. They are coming for you. The dogs, they are coming for you, Georgia.
5th. So.
Yeah, they're only a few spots away. I want maybe one more big commitment, maybe a Bishop Thomas or an Antavius Woody from overtaking Georgia, at least for now.
Look at that. Crazy. Stay connected to warchant.com. When news happens, we're there to break it first. Michael Langston, thank you for your time, friend.
You got it.